Deep, deep in a land far away, was a sparkly, shimmery forest. This was the Forest of Glimmer. All the trees twinkled with tiny lights. The leaves had little diamonds on them. Even the air glittered. The Forest of Glimmer was a magical place. Everything shined with happiness. The animals talked and laughed. They loved to play games. It was a super happy place. Stella lived in the Forest of Glimmer. It was a magical place where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers danced in the breeze. Every morning, the forest would come alive with the songs of birds and the rustling of leaves. Stella loved waking up to the symphony of nature. She felt like the forest was her playground, her sanctuary, and her home all rolled into one. She was a little girl with bright, shiny eyes that sparkled with curiosity and wonder. Her eyes were like two stars, always twinkling with excitement for the adventures that awaited her each day. Stella's eyes could light up even the darkest corners of the forest, making everything seem a little more magical. She had a smile as bright as the sun. Stella's smile was infectious. It could warm the hearts of anyone who saw it. Her laughter was like a melody that echoed through the trees, bringing joy to all the woodland creatures. Stella loved to explore, and her adventurous spirit knew no bounds. She knew all the secret paths that twisted and turned through the forest. Stella had a knack for discovering hidden nooks and crannies where the most beautiful flowers bloomed and the rarest birds sang. She would spend hours wandering these paths, feeling the soft earth beneath her feet and the cool breeze on her face. She made friends with everyone she met in the forest. From the tiniest insects to the largest deer, all the animals adored Stella. She had a special way of understanding them, and they trusted her completely. Stella would often sit and chat with the animals, sharing stories and laughter. They were her companions, her confidants, and her family. One day, while exploring a particularly dense part of the forest, Stella met a bunny. This bunny was special. He had soft, white fur and the most expressive eyes Stella had ever seen. But what made him truly unique was his ability to talk. "Hello," said the bunny in a cheerful voice. Stella was taken aback but quickly recovered from her surprise. "My name is Whiskers, let's be friends," the bunny continued. Stella giggled, her eyes sparkling with delight. She had always dreamed of meeting a talking animal, and now her dream had come true. Whiskers seemed friendly and kind, and Stella felt an instant connection with him. "Of course, Whiskers," she said, her voice filled with excitement. From that day on, Stella and Whiskers became the best of friends. They would explore the forest together, share stories, and embark on countless adventures. Stella knew that with Whiskers by her side, the Forest of Glimmer would always be a place of wonder and magic. Stella and Whiskers were playing. They skipped and hopped, they laughed and sang. Suddenly the forest grew dark, the sparkle was gone, the trees looked dull, the animals were sad. "What happened?" asked Stella, worried. Whiskers wiggled his nose. "The sparkle is gone," he cried. "Without it, the forest will be sad forever." Stella knew she had to help. "Don't worry, Whiskers," said Stella. "We'll find the sparkle." Whiskers hopped with worry. "But where do we look?" he asked. Stella thought for a moment. "We need to find someone wise," she said. "I know just the friend," chirped a little bluebird. "The wise old owl will know what to do." Stella and Whiskers followed the bluebird. They really wanted to bring back the sparkle. They found the wise old owl perched high on an ancient oak tree, his feathers glistening in the dappled sunlight. His presence exuded wisdom and tranquility, a beacon of hope in the heart of the forest. He sat on a branch, eyes closed, as if in deep meditation. The forest seemed to hold its breath, waiting for his next move. The gentle rustling of leaves was the only sound, a soft whisper in the stillness. "Wise owl, we need your help," cried Stella, her voice trembling with urgency. She stood at the base of the tree, her eyes wide with hope and desperation. Beside her, Whiskers, her loyal cat, meowed softly in agreement. The owl opened one eye, a single golden orb that seemed to pierce through the very soul. He regarded them with a calm, knowing gaze, as if he had been expecting their arrival all along. He looked at them with a smile, a gentle curve of his beak that radiated warmth and reassurance. It was a smile that promised understanding and guidance, a silent vow to help. "The sparkle is gone?" he hooted softly, his voice a soothing melody in the quiet forest. Stella and Whiskers nodded, their faces etched with worry. The sparkle was the heart of the forest, its source of magic and life. They told him about the forest, how it had lost its luster and vibrancy. The trees no longer sang with the wind, and the flowers had lost their brilliant hues. The once lively forest was now a shadow of its former self. They told him how sad it was. The animals no longer played, and the streams no longer sparkled. The forest was dying, and with it, the joy and magic that once filled their lives. The wise old owl listened patiently, his eyes never leaving their faces. He absorbed every word, every emotion, his heart heavy with the weight of their sorrow. He knew the importance of the sparkle, and the gravity of its loss. When they were done, he spoke, his voice a gentle rumble that seemed to resonate with the very earth. "Fear not, dear children," he said, "for the sparkle can be restored, but it will require courage, wisdom, and a journey into the unknown." "The sparkle," he said, "comes from kindness." Stella and Whiskers looked confused. "Kindness?" they asked. The owl nodded. "Deep in the forest, there is a cave. It's called the Echo Cave. Go there," he instructed. "Shout the kindest thing you can think of. If your heart is true, the sparkle will return." Stella and Whiskers thanked the wise owl. They set off to find the Echo Cave. The Echo Cave was dark and scary. Stella held Whiskers tight. The shadows seemed to dance on the walls, creating eerie shapes that made her shiver. She could hear the distant drip of water echoing through the cavern, each drop amplifying the silence around them. Stella's heart raced, but she knew she had to be brave. Whiskers, her loyal cat, purred softly, offering her a small comfort in the overwhelming darkness. They took a deep breath and shouted, "Friendship makes the world sparkle!" Their voices bounced off the cave walls, creating a symphony of echoes that filled the space. The sound was almost magical, as if the cave itself was responding to their call. Stella felt a surge of hope. Maybe, just maybe, their friendship could light up even the darkest places. Their voices echoed through the cave. Nothing happened. Stella wanted to cry. The silence that followed their shout was deafening. She had hoped for a miracle, a sign that their friendship was powerful enough to make a difference. But the cave remained as dark and cold as ever. Stella's shoulders slumped, and she felt a tear roll down her cheek. Was their friendship not strong enough? Maybe they weren't kind enough? Stella pondered. She thought about all the times she could have been a better friend, all the moments she might have missed to show kindness. Doubt began to creep into her mind. What if they had failed because they hadn't truly understood the essence of friendship? She looked at Whiskers, who gazed back at her with trusting eyes. Could it be that simple acts of kindness were the true magic? Then, she felt a warm glow. It started in her chest, a gentle warmth that spread through her body. It was as if her heart was lighting up from within. Stella gasped, looking down at her hands, which were now bathed in a soft golden light. The warmth was comforting, like a hug from a dear friend. She realized that this glow was the manifestation of all the love and kindness she had shared. It was coming from her heart. She looked at Whiskers. He was glowing too. The sight of her glowing cat made her laugh through her tears. Whiskers' fur shimmered with the same golden light, and his eyes sparkled with joy. Stella felt a connection, a bond that was stronger than any fear or doubt. The glow was a testament to their unbreakable friendship, a light that could never be extinguished. The sparkle wasn't lost, it was inside them all along. Stella realized that the true power of friendship wasn't in grand gestures or magical words, but in the simple, everyday acts of love and kindness. The glow from their hearts illuminated the cave, driving away the darkness. She smiled, knowing that as long as they had each other, their friendship would always shine bright. The cave, once a place of fear, was now filled with warmth and light, a testament to the true sparkle of friendship. Stella and Whiskers ran out of the cave. The forest was bathed in a warm light. The trees twinkled, the animals cheered, the sparkle had returned. It was brighter than ever before. Stella and Whiskers realized something important. The sparkle wasn't just magic, it came from being kind and having good friends. They hugged each other, happy to have brought back the light. The forest was filled with joy. Stella and Whiskers played until the stars came out. It was time for Stella to go home. "Thank you, Whiskers," she said. "I learned something important today." "Me too, Stella," replied Whiskers. "Remember, true sparkle comes from within." Stella left the forest of glimmer, her heart full of warmth. She knew she would always remember the sparkle of true friendship.